Hi guys, so what we're going to do today, we're going to go through what we need to do, the new stuff to get our orange stripe on our yellow belt. So we're just going to go through everything that I can do in this room without a lot of space. So those of you who are yellow belt or a yellow belt with any number of tags on, this is going to be for you. So what I'll do is you need to get one tag, then two tags, then three tags, and then the next belt, the orange stripe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the whole thing, and I'll tell you what each tag is as we go. And if you can do all of this plus all the stuff we did before, then you'll be ready for your next belt when we come back. So you've got lots of time to practice, probably 3 or 4 months more yet, including summer holidays. I don't suppose we'll be back before summer. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to have a little warm-up as usual, and then we'll get started. I'm not going to do too much talking today. I really want us to get and do some training. So, okay, so give you a little bow to show you respect. I'm missing you guys already. It's only been 2 weeks and it seems a long time, doesn't it? Okay, so let's just start with just get our joints warmed up. So we're going to start from the top or the bottom. Okay, we'll start from the top. So head back and forwards. Side to side. Look over your shoulders. Look over your shoulders. That's it. Arms forwards. Camera's pointing downwards a bit because we're going to do a little tiny bit on the floor. Arms backwards. Don't take off. Not too fast. Good. There we go. One forwards, one backwards. Change direction. Good, side to side. This one loosens your hips as well as your shoulders. Good, okay. Hips. So for any adults watching, it's important to occasionally mix up your warm-up, but it's also important to have a sense of familiarity. Stick to what well, not stick to, but you know, do a lot of what your students will already know, backwards and forwards, because they like to improve what they can already do, as well as learning new stuff. Okay, we're going to lean over to the side, so we're going to reach with one hand and pull it down with the other one. Try not to turn your body. This one's really opening up our sides here. Now we're going to reach down our side, keep our shoulders facing forwards, see how low you can get. Remember, we don't try and do the biggest stretch straight away. We open up our stretches slowly so we don't injure ourselves. There we go. Okay, now let's do the other side. So reach over, pull your hand down. Now reach down our leg. There we go. Okay, now we'll just do our hips, bend our legs to help us keep our balance. Oh, and sometimes even that's not enough. Keep our guards up. Look at something in the distance if you're having trouble. Good. Other way. Good. Knees back and forwards. That's like a kick, so keep that leg up. Good. This time we're going to put our foot on the floor, lift our toes up so our heels on the floor, and we're going to reach down. Back leg can be bent, but the front leg has to be straight. See how low you can get. See if you can get your wrist onto your toes. There you go. Other leg. Okay, hip first. Change. back and forwards knee. Keep that knee up. Good practice with front kicks. Ooh, a bit wobbly there. Okay, foot on the floor, heel on the floor, toes up, reach down. Lower. Good, okay. Now we're going to do a few little exercises. So we'll start off with squat kicks today. Just another way to get our cardio going. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into a low stance here. So this is called shikodach. A lot of people call it sumo stance. It's not really sumo stance because sumo is a Japanese word in its own right. So you're translating Japanese into Japanese. But it's shikodach, square stance. So to do this stance, our feet are going to face out to the corners, looking at the outside edges, and we're going to go low like this. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go from one side, down, up, front kick, down, up, front kick, down, up, front kick, down, lift that knee up, front kick, ball of the foot back. Okay, good. Good, keep our backs nice and straight. Don't stick your bottom out when you go down. Good. Okay, we'll do 10 more. 1, 2, getting faster. 3, 4, backs up. 5, back straight. 6, knees up. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, okay. Now we're just gonna do a kind of a plank. So, a plank is good for your tummy muscles and for your shoulders. So we're going to put our arms flat on the floor like this, our forearms, and then we're going to go up on our tiptoes and we're going to keep our tummies quite flat. Okay? Right. Oh, hope my tummy's not drooping down. Don't stick your bottoms out. Don't do that, and don't do that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now up to press ups, down to plank, up to press ups, down to plank, up to press ups and hold. Now reach up to one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then down. Hold it. And up and down, and up and down, and last time up and hold and done. Okay, now we're going to do crunches. Crunches are like an easier sit up. So we want to bring our knees and our elbows together and we want to lift them up at the same time. So we don't want to rock back and forwards. We want to crunch up in the middle. Okay, so lay down with the small of your back on the floor, knees up, hands behind your neck, but don't pull your neck, and ready. 1, 2, 3. If you've got more space, straighten your legs out here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, good. Okay, now we're ready to do some training. I'm just going to check the video. Okay guys, so most of you have already got your first tag on your yellow belt, but we're going to go over it because there's a couple of people who don't have it yet, and also we can help to improve it for those people who already do. Remember, every single grade you need to do the things before, so the things for the earlier grades, better than you did them before. Okay, so first thing we can do is long forward stance, moving forwards and back. So remember, with long forward stance, one leg is forwards, the other leg is straight at the back. So this leg is bent, and if I look at my toes, my knee is kind of in the way of my toes here, and my back leg is straight. So I can't move forwards and backwards here because there's not enough space, but there's another way you can do it. If you've got a house that doesn't have space, or you don't have a garden, what you can do is step up together, keep your back straight, then shoot your back leg out. If you've got space to move forwards, just step all the way through like this, okay? So I'll just do one just to show you. So here, okay, imagine my back leg straight. I want to keep my back straight as I move all the way through. Now when I go backwards, I want to keep my back straight. Often what people do is they'll stick their bottom out when they go backwards. We don't want to do that. So back straight, move backwards. So I'm going to move up, change my legs. Feet together, change my legs. I'm keeping my guard up, change my legs. Feet together, change my legs. My foot here should be facing forwards. My foot at the back should be facing out to the corner, so it should be that kind of shape with my feet here. So my front foot faces forwards, my back foot faces the corner. Okay? My feet are about as wide as my shoulders, but they're 2 shoulders long here. So change, change, change. If you're moving forwards, move forwards, change, change. When you run out of space, go backwards again, change, change. Keep our legs bent when I move up. I don't want to be going up and down, changing height as I move. I want to stay low, ready to fight. So imagine here that I was pushing a car. How would my weight have to be here? Okay, maybe you could get your dad here and push against your dad. Okay, if I was pushing a car, I'd probably lean into it a bit more. But then when I'm pushing a car, I don't have to worry about somebody punching me in the face. So here, I'm gonna push in, keep my back straight. Push in, keep my back straight. Find a wall and do this now. Change, change. On my toes the whole time, change. Change. My heels on the floor, but my toes always touch first. So I'm gripping the floor with my toes. Change, keep low. Good, okay. So I'd like to see you do 20 going forwards, 20 going backwards, or 40 changes if you're doing it on the spot like I did. Next one is horse stance. So hopefully you already know horse stance. Horse stance is a bit like square stance, shikodachi, what some people call sumo stance. There's 2 types of karate. There's two main schools of karate. There's one that came from a place in Okinawa called Naha, which was kind of where the docks were and the working men were. And their karate is kind of strong and tough and powerful, and they've got strong arms and strong bodies, and they can take a hit. And then there's the one from up in the castle district called Shuri. And so you've got down in the docks, Nahate, up in the castle district, Shuri-te. Te means hand. So the te or fighting style from down low was strong and tough, and from there you tend to get the low stances, and strangely enough, cat stance as well, which we don't really do, sanshin dachi, that kind of thing. The karate that was up in the hills, up on the mountain where the king's castle was, is much more explosive and hard hitting, and they have stances such as back stance and horse stance. So for getting low to pick somebody up, or to get low and get underneath their attack, you'd probably do shikodachi, sumo stance. Okay, I'm picking somebody up. But for moving in stance, ready to do a kick, you'd probably do horse stance. So horse stance, with sumo stance, our feet are faced out like that, or shikodachi, our feet face out like that. With horse stance, our feet are facing forward. So just do it now. Go a little bit low. So sumo stance is much lower than horse stance, because horse stance is just a side to side moving stance. So here, now push your knees out a little bit. I don't want your knees collapsed in like that. Imagine that if you're on a horse and your knees were like that, you'd be hurting its ribs. So push your knees out, put your guard up. Now, for this one, because we're often kicking with our front leg, so that's an offensive kick. Remember we talked the other day about attacking and defending? So I'll start from here, I'll go that way. We bring our back leg in so that our front leg can lift up ready to kick. Okay, so here we go. We're going to move a little bit this way. We're going to go feet together, front foot goes out. Now I don't have much space here. I'll just do a little one more. Feet together, front foot out, and I'm up against here. But if you've got more space, then fine. Feet together, out, push your knees out. Feet together, out, stay low. I'm up against the wall now. Feet together, out, make sure your feet are straight. Feet together, out, push your knees out. Here we go, so about 2 shoulders wide. Okay, feet together, out, feet together, out, feet together, out. If you can move more in one direction, do it. Keep your height the same. Don't come up and down, okay? So your back foot moves up, your front foot shoots out. Back foot in, front foot out. Back foot in, front foot out. Back foot in, front foot out. Let me just check the sound is recording. I've made that mistake before. Yep, that seems to be fine. Okay, so now we're going to do outside blocks. So we're just doing first tag at the moment. We've done 2 techniques, we've got 4 to go. So outside block is a block that you do against somebody who's coming in the middle here. So our guard is up here and we're going to knock their punch out of the way. We could do it roughly to bottom of your ribs height and up to your head height. We generally kind of cover this area, but it's probably more practical here for your head. So what we're going to do, let me just roll my sleeve up so that you can see. We're going to come across like this. We're going to start off with our fist out in the corner and see where my palm is facing. I'm going to make that into a fist though. Okay, then this is going to come to the middle of our body. I'm hitting with a squishy inside of my wrist, and then I'm going to turn my body and turn my wrist at the end. Okay, I'll do the same on this side. So I don't expect you to lift your sleeves up except to check. So here, comes across to the middle of our body, turn my hips, turn my fist at the end. Cross to the middle of my body, when it's in the middle, turn my hips, turn my hand. So why do we hit with a squishy inside bit? Obviously if they had a knife or something that would be quite dangerous because it could cut our veins. The reason is that if we come across like this, which is maybe more natural, that's how most people want to do it, they want to turn here and hit with a bone. Our arms got 2 very thin bones there, and we're going to break them, okay? Or potentially, you know. Or at the very least, if we hit them, their hands here, my hands here, bone on bone, it's going to hurt both of us. So we don't want to defend ourselves in a way that's going to cripple us. So let's just do 10 of these. So hand to the corner, 1, 2, 3, turn your hips, 4, 5, into the middle, 6, 7, 8, 9. Imagine you're doing like a hammer fist to the side of somebody's head. 10. Oh, I've gone too far. Okay, now we're going to do side kicks. So side kicks are probably one of the hardest kicks to do. What we're going to do, we're going to kick this way, so you're going to kick with your right foot if you're watching this. I'm going to use my left foot. So I'm going to start off facing forwards. I'm going to lift this foot up to the knee. Almost all of our kicks start from the knee when we're learning them. I'm going to look in this direction and I'm going to send my kick out in as straight a line as I can. And near the end, I turn my heel towards the target. Do you see the foot I'm standing on? Oh, you can't see it. Okay, so the foot I'm standing on is facing forwards. Now turn my heel, so now my toes are facing that way and my heel's facing that way. Okay, up, kick, like that. Up, kick, and back. Up, kick. Now, what part of our foot should we hit with? Well, it depends on the type of kick you're doing. If you're not very good at shaping your foot should come out sideways And you can hit, I'll just hold on to this radiator, you can just hit with a heel. Okay, imagine you're stomping into somebody's knee. Somebody's come up, you move out the way, stomp onto their knee. Okay, so that would be very, very serious, you know, you could cripple them for a long time like that. So if they had a knife or they were really seriously trying to hurt you, if you could stomp the inside of their knee, outside of their knee, could be very, very serious. So we're just going to lift, stomp. We're going to stomp with the bottom of our foot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'm doing it snapping. My balance is terrible today, guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't forget to lift your foot first. 9, and then my foot comes back to my knee before putting it down. 10. Now, if we were going higher, or even to the throat, which I don't recommend, but if you were, you could shape your foot. So let me put my hand on the wall and show you what I mean. So I prepare, and now see I'm lifting my toes up, and I'm shaping it so that I'm hitting with the blade of my foot, the edge of my foot. So if we go, lift our toes up on the floor, I'm not flat on my feet now, I'm on the edge of my foot. Okay, so that's more of a cutting kick. So side kicks, remember we did front kicks, we had snapping kicks and thrusting kicks, and we use the ball of the foot, we use the heel. With our side kicks, we use the edge of the foot, the middle of the foot, or the heel. Never, ever, ever the toes. Okay, because the toes bend and it's not very powerful. So here, up, shaping our foot. My foot's kind of flat here. Back down. Okay, let's try some. 1, 2. I'm pivoting on the ball of my foot to help with my balance. 3, 4, 5. You need to be able to kick at least tummy height for your grading. 6. Make sure your foot comes back to your knee. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's what you need to do for your first tag. So those of you who are trying to get your first tag, now let's move on to your second tag. So first thing we're going to do is a block. We don't do an awful lot of blocks because we're better to move out the way and they're a bit too slow. But this is one that we do. It's a rising head block. Would be good against something coming down on your head, like maybe a bottle. Shouldn't really use it against a fist. It's not a good technique against a fist. You should just parry against a fist. So here we go. So for this one, our hand comes in to our opposite shoulder with the palm facing towards us. To see this side, I'm looking at my own palm. This is level with my shoulder. Now I'm going to push it up. See, it's a diagonal like a ski slope. Now as it goes past my head, I turn it so my palm faces outwards. So we do this with our hand shut, but I'm going to keep my hand open just so as you can work out where my palm is facing. So up to my shoulder, push up and turn. Up to my shoulder, push up and turn. So now I'm going to do it with my hand shut, and there's one more important thing here. There's 2 ways you can do this technique. You can do it pulling back, or you can do it pushing out. In our style, we do them pushing out. Now, there is something to be said for the pulling back and pushing out. So the pulling back, if somebody was attacking in a forward direction, such as a punch, the pulling back can take them off balance. So that you hit them here, their fist is coming through here, you hit their wrist here, you pull back and it pulls them into their stance. But because I don't recommend this for punches, we're not going to do that version. We are going to use the more aggressive version, which can be used as an attack or to take people out their stance in a backwards direction. I'll show you what I mean. So if I start with a guard here, now I'm going to block with my backhand. It comes up on the inside of the other hand, pushes up, pushes forward, comes up on the inside of my other arm, pushes up, pushes forward, inside, pushes forward, inside, pushes forward, inside, pushes forward, inside, twist at the end, pushes forwards. Now if you want an extra challenge, keep your other guard up while you do it. So inside, pushes forwards. Inside, pushes forward. So let's just do 10 of those now, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, twisting strongly at the end. Make sure it's higher than your head when you finish, otherwise it hasn't protected you. 9, 10. So imagine that somebody's going to hit you with a glass bottle or a stick or something. You want to try and get in fast and hit underneath their elbow. It's going to lift their arm up, might push them backwards out of their balance, okay? You don't want to stand back and let the weapon come all the way down onto you. Okay, next one is power kicks. Now, I don't have pads here, somebody to hold them, but some of you guys borrowed them from me. So, with a power kick, with a normal round kick, I come all the way round, turn on the ball of my foot, and turn my whole body into my kick, okay? But for a thigh kick, a power kick, we're going low. So imagine we're in a fight here, we're having a fight, they're throwing punches, we're blocking, we're going to counter-attack now, we've got to keep our hands up, small round kick. So I'll move back, small round kick now, just turn the hips, keep our legs mostly straight, and give a kind of like a flicky but powerful kick to the thigh. So you'd be hitting them here to cause a dead leg, or you'd be hitting them in the knee. And what part of your leg do you think you'd be using to hit them with? Foot, shin, knee. The shin is your best point, okay? So here, we're going to go round, hit with the shin, keep our guards up, and then come back. Now, if you want to test yourself, do a 1-2 combination with your hands first. Jab, cross, kick, and then back. So our leg comes round in a circle, bends our knee a little bit, not too much, and then strong at the end. And we're going to turn our hips into it. Okay, so 1-2 kick, 1-2 kick. Okay, now if you've got someone there you can practice with, you're going to kick to their leg, but very, very gently, or a pad. You can get your mum or dad to stand there. Very, very gently, just bring your leg round against their leg and then push off their leg after you've done your kick. So we'll do a slow kick, we're not going to try and hurt them. If you've got a pad you can kick harder. Remember, if you're holding a pad, turn your toes away from the pad so it doesn't hurt your knee. So we're going to kick and then push back. I can't do it because there's nothing for me to push against. But this will be a way of getting back quicker. If you don't have a pad, just bring your leg straight back down the middle instead of going back round again. So we go round, kick, back to a stance. Round, kick, back to a stance. Pivot on the ball of your foot. Pivot means turn. So be up on the ball of your foot slightly, not on your heel. Okay, if you pivot on your heel, you'll have bad balance. So here we go. 1, let's do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if you're a southpaw or a lefty, that means my other foot's forwards. Let's do 10 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I want to be careful when I come back round, so I come kick, back round, I want to be careful I don't stand in a line behind my other foot. Okay, that's quite natural when I put a lot of effort into getting back, but see my back's open now. So if they've got a good round kick, they can round kick me in the back, or they can sweep or take me down. So I want to kick to here and then stand back to a normal stance. 1, 2, 3, visualise where you're hitting, imagine. 4, that was to the knee, a bit higher, there's to the thigh. 7, knee again. 8, turn on your foot. 9, powerful one to finish. 10. Okay, good. Okay, now we're going to avoid shoves. So, lots of techniques start with the hands out like this. You could have a shove, you could have somebody doing a lapel grab ready to headbutt you, you could have a strangle. Lots of things start with the hands out. So, if we can avoid the technique. It's easier than having to get free from the technique, okay? So look, obviously once somebody's got their hands on your throat, now you've got a much more scary job to escape and save yourself. So, just put our guards up. So somebody's going to come through and give us a shove. There's several different ways we can do this. Let's say they're going to shove us on the chest and our guard is up, or our fence is up, even better. So our fence is up, they come through to give us a shove. We're going to move our back foot to the side like this. We're not going to go any more than sidewards, because again, we'll be presenting our back if we do. We're just going to turn like this, pivot on the front foot, and as we do it, we're just going to help their hands pass like this. So this is a good chance, if there's somebody with you, get them to come forwards and give you a shove. Let's start like silly zombies. So zombies, brains, they can just walk forward like a zombie. In real life, it's more likely they're going to move forwards with their hands back and then give you a hard shove if they're shoving you. Obviously if they're reaching out to strangle you, maybe not. But if they're moving forwards before they hit you, you can hit them first anyway, so that's a different matter. So here we go. So standing here, pivot and parry. So a parry just means we're hitting with the flat of our hand like this, hit with the flat of our hand just to guide their arms past us, and we turn at the end to help it. And then we could do a counter attack or a knee or a kick or something like that. So let's move off the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't take a big step, just a slide. 5, 6, 7, open fingers or closed fingers here. Open or closed. Here's the saying that I like to say, open fingers, broken fingers. If your fingers are open, it's very easy for their cuff or one of their hands to catch one of your fingers and break your fingers. Keep your fingers closed and it just gives you a little bit more strength. Okay, so here, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do it for the lefties. Here we go. Back foot moving across this way. 1, 2, back foot moves back when we recover. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so it's like a tap. 9, 10, just a small one, okay. Right, so that's how we avoid shoves that are coming on straight like that. But what if our guard's down? What if they caught us by surprise? Okay, they're reaching out to give us a shove or to grab us. Our hands are down like this because we were peaceful, we didn't want to fight. Caught us by surprise, their hands come out. We're just going to throw our hands up in a wedge shape above our head, and then we're going to come forwards and either attack them on the neck or hit them on the ears or grab them and do a knee in the body somewhere or in the groin. So we're in a natural stance. We got caught by surprise. Our hands are down like a cowboy. Bring our hands in together like a wedge and then throw the wedge up like a mountain shape. Okay, so in and up and then do something afterwards. Okay, let's do 5 where we hit them on the ears. Oh, let's not do the ears, no, I don't want to risk you hurting each other. But if you can get somebody to partner up with you, a mum or dad or a brother or somebody, probably not your nan, okay? They're going to reach out, you're going to go 1, and then just tap them on the side of the neck, not too hard. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to add a knee to it. So this time we're going to take a little step back. We're a little bit more ready, but still caught us by surprise. Throw our hands up. 1. Now we're going to grab them behind the neck. So we cross our hands behind their neck so they don't escape, and a knee. So up, behind the neck, knee. Up, behind the neck, knee. So as we knee, we pull them in to break their posture. We're going to hit them in the tummy or in the privates or in the solar plexus, even the sternum or the face, depending how they bend. Okay. Up, behind the neck. So we kind of grab, cross our hands like this, knee. Up, behind the neck, knee. Okay, we'll put them together now. So we'll do a strike, then a knee. Up, ears, grab, knee. Up, ears, grab, knee. Up, ears, we have to move a bit closer here, grab, knee, up, ears, grab, knee, last one, up, ears, grab, knee. Okay, good, okay, we're not going to do a lefty version of that, you can switch it around if you like. Okay, now we're going to do a single, oh no, I've got one more. So, what if you're much taller than the other person and for some stupid reason they're coming in underneath your hands? So your hands are up like this in a fence and they come in under here to push your chest or your tummy. It's not very likely, but just in case, we're just going to drop our hands down. So we did a wedge going upwards and now we're doing a wedge going downwards. As we get down to here, just move our hands apart and then a kick. Okay, so fence up, imagine that it's coming in underneath, wedge downwards, push the hands apart, kick. Could do a knee if they're really close. Fence up, wedge downwards, arms apart, kick. Hands up, fence, wedge downwards, clear the route, kick. Fence up, wedge downwards, push their hands apart, clear the route, kick. What would be a good target to kick? There's a few good targets there, aren't there? Could kick them in the hip flexors. Obviously you could kick them in the privates, point the toes and come up between the legs. Could kick them in the tummy. Could kick them in the solar plexus, that's a squishy bit in here. Could even kick them in the sternum. If they bend over, obviously the face is a target if they're really trying to hurt you. Okay, here we go. Up, wedge, kick. Up, wedge, kick. Up, wedge, kick. Flowing now. And for lefties, lift that knee up on your front kick. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a single lapel grab. So we talked about a double lapel grab there possibly, or at least hands coming towards, which is more of a shove. So we're going to do a single lapel grab. So here's what's a common start. Somebody grabs you here to pull you into range. There's a couple of reasons why they do that. One is so they can tell how far away your head is, and the other is to control you so you can't get away, and the third, I guess, is to intimidate you. You come here, threaten you even if they're not going to hit you. But you've always got to assume that the hand they don't grab you with is going to hit you. So they grab you by the lapel, that's this bit at the front here. Obviously if you've got a t-shirt, not quite so much, might grab you by the throat, that's easy to escape, just pull your head back. Okay, so they grab you by the lapel, and then they're threatening with their hand here. So this is what you've got to defend. So somebody just grabbed me by the lapel on this side with their right hand. I'm going to put this hand up to protect my head, or I'm even going to attack their arm. Let's just say I put my hand up, okay, and now I can just punch them in the face, knee them in the groin, whatever. Okay, so they've grabbed me, other hand goes up, hit them in the face. Oh, I used a palm heel there, palm heel so I don't hurt my knuckles while I'm still learning how to punch. Grab me, up, palm heel to the side of the jaw. Now it could be they really aggressively grab you towards them, okay? So now that elbow might actually be a weapon towards their face. If they really yank you in, bang, now who's in trouble? You or them? It's going to be them, isn't it? So here, bang, bang. Anytime somebody grabs you, it's not a bad idea to move forwards anyway. They're expecting you to pull away. Don't be intimidated, move backwards. Move forward, sorry guys, move forwards, in, bang, hit them, knee them. Okay, with me, so we're going to cover, we're going to move in, we're going to palm heel, we're going to knee. Okay, here we go. 1, in, knee. 2, in, palm heel, knee. 3, in, palm heel, knee. 4, in, palm heel, knee. Oops, the wrong way around there. 5, in, palm heel, knee. I guess their face doesn't really care much if I kick them in the privates first or second, does it? You know, so I mean, this is a nice combination. So is this. You know, I guess their body's still going to be hurt either way. So in, palm heel, knee. In, cover, knee, palm heel that time. I got confused. That's quite, you know, your combinations, you're probably not going to do them in exactly the same order in the fight anyway. So here, ready? Cover, in, palm heel, knee. So long as you give them a flurry of counter-attack, bang, 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 bang. That's already upset their intention. Their intention was to hurt you, and now suddenly they're defending. So if you go palm, heel, knee, or knee, elbow, or elbow, whatever, as long as you're doing something, then they're not in control of the situation. Okay, so that's it for your second tag. So for your second tag, you needed rising head level blocks, power thigh kicks, avoid shoves. So we've got one way of avoiding shoves here, pivot. We've got a throw up and a counter attack. We've got a parry down. Okay, so with the second two, you see they stand in front of the person who's attacking. Oh, there. With the first one, it's better because you get out of the way, but you might not be ready for that. One way to be ready is to have your legs bent and be watching the person's chest, so you're ready for them coming forwards in a fight situation here. Okay, it's hard to move quickly when you're upright and not prepared for it. And then the last one was a single lapel grab. So if you're going for orange stripe, you need both of those. Let's do the third one now. So this is for your third tag. I think because we've been off so long, if you're training along with me and you come back and you can show all three of these, you'll be ready for your next belt straight away. Okay, so I'm not going to hold you to the individual tags because we've had so long off and that wasn't your fault. Okay, so last one, front leg defensive front kick, straight cross. Now you remember we talked in the last video about offensive, that's attacking kicks, and defensive, that's defending kicks. Okay, so last time we did attacking kicks, that means we use the back leg, we kick and we move forwards. This time we're going to use a defending kick. Maybe somebody's got a knife, I don't want to move close to them, so I'm going to lift my knee up, kick them in the tummy or the groin, and then I'm going to do jab, cross. Okay, let me just check, it's jab, cross. Yeah, straight cross. Okay, so here, one, straight, cross. So I could go high, low on those straight cross. So my first kick's definitely going to go low. Now I can go high to occupy their guard and then hit them in the head on the other side, or I could go high to occupy their guard and then low to the ribs. Remember, if we're going to go low, we're going to bend our legs. We're going to keep our back nice and straight here. Okay, we don't want to lean forwards to get low. That's going to hurt our backs and it's going to put our face closer to their legs. So here we go then, guys. Let's do 10. 1, straight cross. 2, straight cross. Front kick, straight cross. So, do you think snap kick or thrust kick? Well, we want them to still keep coming forwards for our punches, so let's do a snap kick, slightly going upwards, okay? So, 3, 4, 5, use your hips on the cross, pivot your back foot, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knee up. Good. Okay. So that's front kick, straight cross. Now we're going to use a defensive side kick. Now for this combination we finish with a cross, even though that's not really a very flowing combination. So what is a flowing combination? A flowing combination is a combination where one technique flows into the next technique very naturally. But sometimes we do combinations where the techniques don't flow very well. And that means they're harder to do, slower, they're not very likely, so not very likely to do to be a useful fight combination. For example, spinning back kick, spinning back fist. See, I went one way, then I came back the other way. For example, round kick, cross. So the round kick went that way, then my cross came backwards, so they were working in opposite directions. So that wasn't very good. Now sometimes we load up for the next technique. For this one, we're just going to do a side kick, and then we're going to land wide, and we're going to do a reverse punch. So they are going in the same direction, but it's not very fast. So remember, with our side kick, so with this one, could be somebody's quite aggressive, and we've retreated a bit. My weight's off my front leg, so I'm ready now to lift that and kick them in the tummy. They think they're in control, but in actual fact, I'm setting them up so that I can kick them in the tummy or in the ribs or even in the knee. So we're going to change our weight onto our back leg. We're going to lift our knee, kick them in the tummy, and now we're going to stand forwards and outwards. So watch this, look. See, this is my normal stance. Weight onto that leg, lift, kick. Now this foot is going to go over there, right over there, so that I can use my hips more powerfully. Okay, I exaggerated there, but you get the idea. Because if my hips are very narrow, just try this, guys. Look, I'm standing in a line like I'm in a tightrope. Now try and hit with your backhand. You're not very balanced, are you? Try it again. How far across can you hit? Oh, quite a long way, but your hips are kind of stopping you, aren't they? Okay, here. You're really off balance. Now put your front foot across. Now try it. See how far you can punch. It's a lot easier, isn't it? You can hit a lot more powerfully with a lot better balance. So, for this one, up, kick, step out, reverse punch. So the reverse punch really is just there to teach you how to step out and how to use your hips on a punch and how to recover after a defensive kick. So, I'm going to do it towards you. You're going to do it with me. Okay, up, kick, step out, reverse punch, and then back. Up, kick, step out, reverse punch. Up, kick, step out, reverse punch. Up, knee kick, step out, reverse punch. Okay, weight onto this leg, up, stomping kick, reverse punch. Weight onto the back leg, up, stomping kick, reverse punch. Weight onto this leg, supposed to looking, I'm exaggerating here just to show you where my shoulders are facing. But I want to keep my my attention on the attacker. Up, kick, back out. Weight, kick, back out. Let's just do 10. See how quickly you can get your hips back for your cross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. So we've just done 2 defensive kicks there. I think that's combinations 4 and 5. So now we're just going to finish off with one technique, a double lapel grab. So we already talked about, if you can, block the technique before it's even thrown. By that I mean it's easier to prevent an attack than it is to escape from one. Once somebody's grabbed you, you've got to deal with that. It could be a lot worse. So if somebody grabs you with both hands on the lapels here, it's generally one of 3 things going to happen. If you're lucky, they're just going to intimidate you and shake you around. That can be very, very hard to fight from that position because you're really off balance. The first thing I would suggest doing there is just get a stronger stance and let your body go. But far more risky, far more likely, is that they're going to headbutt you or they're going to knee you in the privates. So, going to grab, going to grab. So we've got a defence that covers up for both of those. So imagine they're coming out towards you. So at the moment we're in a natural stance. We could do it from a fighting stance, that'll be fine. Okay, here. So from a natural stance, imagine they've grabbed you by the lapels. That's these 2 bits. They'll grab you by the lapels. You're going to lower your weight and turn off. And you're going to bring that elbow up here. Face it towards their head. So now if they're going to headbutt me, they're going to hit my elbow. If they're going to knee me in the privates, I might still get a dead leg. That would really hurt. But what do you think would hurt more, here or here? I'd sooner take a dead leg myself. Could still cripple you though, so it's better if you don't have to. Okay, so here, here. Now watch. Look at the step I take backwards. Quite a big step and I'm lowering my weight. So now if they've grabbed me, they're being pulled off balance onto the elbow. Okay, so here, let's do it together guys. Step back, bring the elbow up. You could even add a cheeky slap in here. Could be a slap to the ear, then close into the elbow. Slap to the ear, close into the elbow. My other hand's up now, ready in case they're going to punch me over there. Okay, slap to the ear, elbow. Guard up. Elbow. Elbow. pull them backwards, turn, elbow. Let's do some this way so that you can see. Elbow, elbow. Doesn't matter which leg you move backwards, so long as what I often see, guys, I do it this way. What I often see is people move backwards, and instead of using the closest elbow, they'll turn with the other elbow. And what that does is straightens up the groin, so you're not protecting yourself. You're actually making it even easier to hit hard. So remember to use this is my front leg, so look, I'm up here. This is my front leg, the one that's left in front. That's the arm that comes around, okay? So, let's go. 1, cheeky slap. 2, hammer fist elbows. 3, 4, 5, elbow facing towards their head. Maybe get somebody to practice with you. Don't actually hit your mums or dads. Definitely don't hit your nan or you won't get any more Easter eggs. Okay? So, just stop short or go in front of their head here. Okay, so ready? Elbow, 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 elbow. Now we're going to add a counter attack to that as well. So, remember we talked about flowing combinations. So here, look, we go back, that flows, we turn back, and now we're going to come back. Hammer fist, punch, knee. So, elbow, hammer fist, punch, knee. So hammer fist to the side of the jaw, punch to the throat or the face, knee up to the privates or the tummy. Here we go. 1. So you're thinking, wow, a hammer fist to the throat, that's really extreme. Well, they were about to headbutt you in the face. They were going to break your nose, or they were going to hit you in the privates. If they hit you in the privates, that could stop you having children forever. So they were about to do something very seriously that could cripple you for life or even kill you. So I think you're fully entitled to hurt them back. Even if you're little, you're entitled to hurt people who aren't hurting us. But as soon as they go to try and headbutt, then all bets are off. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cover, hammer fist, punch, back to guard, knee. Elbow, hammer fist, punch, knee. Elbow, hammer fist, punch, knee. Protect, turn off, hammer fist. Now we're starting to turn back, so the hammer fist goes out there. Now we start to rotate in, and there's the knee. Okay guys, I think that's us done it actually. Let me have a look. Oh no, we've got one last thing. So it's not a training exercise, but it's what I expect you to know. So for your grading, you also need to know your full phone number. So it could be your home number, could be your mum or dad's work number, could be your nan's number or your carer's number, just somebody that you could call in an emergency. Maybe you got lost or you ran out of money for a bus home, or something happened unexpectedly. Obviously, the first emergency number that you would call is always the police if things get serious. Maybe you're hurt, maybe you've seen somebody get hurt, a house is on fire, you're stuck up a mountain or on a boat floating outwards. I don't imagine you'd have your phone on a boat, but anyway, you see somebody else floating away. First number you'd call is the police. So in Britain, the police number is 999 on the phone, okay? But there's also an even better number, 112. 112. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. 112 is better than 999 because it also works in other countries more. Okay, so if you learn just one number, that's a good one to learn. So, right, we're going to go back to your home phone number. So, you don't need to tell me this yet, but I want you to know it for the grading. So, your home number's 2 parts. There's one part that says what network it's on, and there's one part that says the actual number, the actual person. So, the network one, if it's a landline, so there's 2 types of line. There's a mobile and there's a landline that's in your house. The first 5 numbers usually tell you what town it's in. So it's useful to know them both. If it's a mobile number, then it's a bit different. But so there's 5 numbers and 6 numbers usually. So for your last grading, you only had to know the 6 numbers. For the next one, you need to know the 5 numbers first and the 6 numbers. So you need to know the code and the full number. Okay, so my number's 01268, that's the code that says dial Basildon, and then 415110, that means my house. Okay, so I'm going to probably bleep out a little bit of that because I don't want people phoning me. Okay, your dad's number might be something like 07980, that could be the code, and then 6 numbers after that, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so I want you to remember that, because that could be just as important a part of your self-defense as being able to fight. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that. So that's everything you need. So if you know all 12 of those things we just did, you're now ready for your orange stripe. Okay, we'll come back and do another stripe on another day. Okay, so 12 techniques, well 11 plus the phone. Okay, so practice those, and that will do you a lot of good for your next grading. You take care, hope you're all keeping safe.